Alrighty, so today I'm going to show you how I would paint the Sunset Sunrise project as best as I can in a short amount of time. Alrighty, so as I was looking through my own photos, there also is the good old internet you can go to and see what works for you. I think I'm going to choose this one, but I'm going to edit it so it is one, easier for me to paint, and two, just looks better. So I'm going to crop it down a little to cut out some of that boring bit, and then maybe crop this down a little. Okay, so we'll say that part's done. And then for my own benefit, for the colors when I'm painting, I'm going to lighten up some things. Actually, I'm going to contrast some things. I'm going to add the color. I'm going to boost the saturation to what normally would not necessarily look good, but for the sake of the painting, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go into curves or levels, kind of. Okay, so now it's edited. So great, now I have an image to go with. So I can either print it out or have it on my phone or keep it on the computer. I think I'm gonna print it out and have it on the computer, so. Alrighty, so now I have a printed picture up that did pretty well for non-photo paper on a regular printer, and I also have it up on my computer. So we're gonna lightly draw the outline, and I'm gonna start with the horizon line, which is the line between the sky and the ground. Or in this case, ocean. It's very light in this situation. It's about right here. You can kind of tell from the coast. So yeah, we're gonna start there. I suggest using a really soft pencil, like a 6B is what I'm using. I'm also gonna use blending stumps that are dirty. So yeah. Okay, so now that we have our drawing down, I'm going to start, I recommend always starting from the background to the foreground. So this would be the background, the sky, and then work your way up to this stuff. And same with, could you instead of the sea, working on the sea and then working on the dark on top. So we're going to start off with this sort of dark color and work our way into a orangey, purpley, red, if that's even possibly a color. Okay. Alrighty, so for our colors, I have a limited palette because it's COVID and money's tight, and so these are my colors I'm going to be using. First we have right here, I have the Liquitex Acrylic Basics in a cadmium yellow hue. Then I have the cadmium red. I can't take myself seriously. Cadmium red light hue Liquitex Basics. I'm using more Liquitex Basics, a deep violet and a primary blue. And then I'm using this light portrait pink, which it's peach. Liquitex Basics. Watch out, James Charles. Okay, this is titanium white Liquitex. And then I'm gonna use Golden Payne's Gray open, so it's like more fluid. And then I might sneak some of this Abstract Rose Pink into there. I like it, it's like fun color. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be using. Of course, mixing it, making new colors, but that's what I have to work with for right now. Alrighty, so I'm going to start about here, which is the equivalent of the horizon line. And I'm gonna kind of oversaturate the colors, obviously, a little. So I have a little bit of the Payne's Gray mixed with some violet. And so I'm mixing that first. I'm gonna start off with a lot of Payne's Gray. And because the horizon line color and the one below it is reflecting so well off of it, I'm just gonna go ahead and do both and like a sort of wash. You probably will have to redraw, but at least we kind of have a sense. I'm just using a flat brush. I think when you're blending, flat brushes are the best. So yeah, and you'll just complete that, get it going up as well as down and into all here. And then from there I will do a red around here, and we'll work our way through that. Alrighty, so this is where I'm at. I am substituting the red with pink because I don't have red acrylic with me. And yeah, so I have a wash going over the bottom, I have some color happening in the top, and now I'm going to start working on the yellow. Alrighty, so now that the background is mostly on there, we at least have paint on the entire canvas, I'm going to start to add more details. So I'm thinking I will start off with, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do some the lighter clouds. And then from there, I am going to paint this a really like white, and then with a little yellow, because that's basically what it is in the image, except for at the bottom there's like kind of a reddish pink haze around it. So I'm gonna do that. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the clouds, and when I do clouds, I think it's always really good to have a fan brush. There really isn't that many clouds in this image. There's a few little wispies at the top that you can't really see. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, because they're so light, it's not even like, it's almost like they're not there. I'm gonna just mix a little white with it. And fan brushes are really good for clouds. Like, they're just really good. So we're gonna start laying some paint on there. So let's see, kind of goes. So what I like about it is you can use the edge, and then you can also use the side. So it's like you can get really like straight lines almost. This is also really good if you have to do like telephone wires, because it makes it look less straight. So it's better to start off less white, and then if you really need more, you can go from there. But it's all in the pressure. You don't want to hold it too taut. You don't want to like be bearing down on it. It's all in the pressure. So. Alrighty, so now that the clouds are done, I am going to start in on the little land masses down here. And so it would be totally cool to just re-outline some things. Because I just did a wash on here, I can still see like the land masses, but up here is kind of more difficult. And you can do it in pencil. It's also cool to have like a white pencil sometimes. I think I'm actually just gonna wing it because I kind of know vaguely, like this is my horizon line. So I'm gonna wing this top part and just keep referring back to my image. I am going to start with kind of a smaller tool. I have super fine brushes as well that I highly recommend. Like this one's really fun. This little tiny guy, stuff like that is really great, but I'm just gonna use what you probably have, which is just like a round. So I made a different black. I mixed my Payne's gray with my cadmium red hue that looks like orange, so it's a little more muted, not quite so blue. So I'm gonna start off by just kind of finding where all this stuff is going to be, and then which it's okay because you can't totally see this anyways back there. And we'll be adding highlights in a few little places so you'll be able to better see it. Yeah, I'm just kind of winging it. And I'm going to fill in the rest of these. So now that we've gotten the base of the front going, we're going to come back up while we're waiting for it to dry and work on the sun, not with this brush. So the sun, it's gonna be almost white, like a lot of white with a little bit of yellow, and then we'll add some orange to the around and the bottoms. Then we'll wait for that to dry. So now while I'm waiting for this to dry, I'm gonna come back to this and start adding in these peachy orange highlights around the islands. Now that we have the orange highlights in there, I'm going to let this dry and move back up to the sun area. So right now it looks really just disjointed from the rest of the painting because I painted it on top of it. So I'm going to kind of try to incorporate more of this color. This color is like appearing to like glow in a way, and add the clouds on top. So now I am just going to go over this, make it a little more crisp, and not make sure the orange is not on top of the mountains. So now that we are done with the second layer on the little islands, we are going to just go ahead and do some touch-ups and highlights in little places. We're also going to look at the sides of our canvas. That is another like chance to show like craftsmanship and like creativity. So here's a finished piece. It's obviously very stylized. I will give you some close-up details. I'll do this in better light, but yeah. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this turns out well and is helpful in some way. Sorry about my bad lighting and bad editing skills, but we're all learning new things. Okay, good luck.